Hello and welcome to my recording on the planning poker prototype. Today I'll be working on key function number 3, which is the first poker round planning, like the first round of the planning poker, basically. So what I do is show my screen. Okay. So what you have over here is my code. So we have, let's start with the historical projects. So according to this, you see over here. So how it works is that we have a historical projects class, and then we move on to segregated by the first round playing poker class, which has all the functionality of the tool, which is sent to main, and it's also populated by the application and the viewer playing poker. So let's see how that works. So the historical projects has just one attribute, which is the database. It has a getter and a setter. And then the first playing poker class has quite a few attributes. Each of them represent the project. Okay, let's show what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. So as you can see here, I'm able to import projects, previous projects. This simulates from the previous setup phase where the user decides on which projects are necessary for this round. And I can click on either project. There's a description of the user story, and now it's boilerplate code. And it populates items, which I can remove. And then I can generate story points. See how if I remove an item, I generate a different story point based on the number of items. This is a working issue we can work on with, which is to kind of give each item its own story point value. Based on that, we use that as the calculation instead. But since it's a prototype, I think this has good enough functionality for this type. And then when I click next round, it simulates the next round, and then it also keeps the current points. And let's say I want to go to project 2. I want to generate story points. Oh, okay. So I think all these items for item 14. Generate story points. Okay, I mark that down. I go to the next round. 10 points. And then yeah, I can reset here. Generate points, 30 points right here. Okay, so how that works is that we have import previous projects, and then it populates. It's like initializing. It populates all of the projects with data for the items. Select project. When you select it, it'll put its own listener into it so that it can like document the item that's being selected, so that when I want to remove it, I can go straight to that, straight to the index of the list so that I can easily remove it. So that's what it does here. It sets the current item string to whatever selected whenever the list is selected, which is put up here. And then whenever I remove an item, I just get the ID of I get the idea of whatever's selected, and then I remove it. I generate story points. For now, is by a basic calculation of 10 times the total items that are in the historical items list, and then I convert it to a string. If it's empty, I set it to 0, so I take care of all the null cases. Also note that over here, when I remove an item, I make sure that I don't catch a null case where I remove something that's null. So I check if the list is empty before I remove the item when I press the button so that I don't get any error cases. And then for the next round, I just put it as a console string, console log that says next round, and then curve story points is the test. All right, here is the boilerplate code for the viewer playing poker using the scene builder. I just kind of import it from here. And yeah, here is the activity diagram for this. See it, so the flow kind of allows the user to, you know, redo the calculations for the story points, depending on if they change their mind. And then when they press the next button, the process ends. Sequence diagram as well. User selects, and then see how the loop happens whenever we want to delete more items and generate more story points. So I think that is the basic run-up of what this prototype can do. Kind of components actually. Yeah, it works as intended. Notice how when I remove it doesn't take any errors and generate story points.